Alright, what's up everyone? This is NinjaDeathStrike bringing you another Pokemon Black and White Wi-Fi battle. This is a battle I had quite a while ago. My opponent's name is Chris, meaning he's probably from Facebook if I had his real name in there. And he's using a pretty standard OU team other than Xatu, and I'm using a baton pass team that I really wanted to test out with Espeon as the key player. And so I'm going to lead with Whimsicott just to kind of disrupt any lead that he wants to use. If he goes for Stealth Rocks, I'll be able to Encore him. Uh, and if it's something fast, I can paralyze it. Or I can just U-turn right out, which is what I chose to do. Because he has Xatu, I figured he'd bring it in here. But instead he goes to Ferrothorn, and I'm going to taunt it. I didn't realize this whole match that this is actually Choice Banded Ferrothorn. I should have realized it right on this turn, judging by A, how much that Power Whip did, which was over half to max defense Gliscor, and B, the fact that it didn't have any leftovers recovery, but I didn't notice it at all during the time I was battling, so it's definitely going to play a huge role in this match. If I would have realized that at the time, it would have made this match so much easier. But anyhow, to get caught back up, I go into Bronzong since he walls Ferrothorn, set up my screens as Xatu comes in, probably predicting me to go for Stealth Rocks. But I knew I didn't want to do it yet since he had Xatu. I didn't want to get them bounced back. Instead, I go into Princess after my screens are up. She's easily going to be able to Shell Smash as Xatu can't do anything to her. And my opponent only gets up a Reflect, which is great since it means Espeon is still going to be able to do some major damage once I pass to it. Since I have Light Screen up, I'm not afraid of the Starmie at all. I could have stayed in and gone for another Shell Smash, but luckily I didn't because I ended up getting paralyzed. So it's a good thing I passed right out on this turn, and I go into Vampirella, my Gliscor, and this is actually a Baton Pass Gliscor, which, I mean, no one expects right now. Everyone expects the standard set. So he's going to go into Salamence for whatever reason. I'm not sure what he was predicting, probably an Earthquake there. And instead, I'm just going to set up a Sword Stance in his face. So that's great. He can't stay in now because he still thinks I have Ice Fang. So he's going to go into Swampert, which is going to let me pass. And I'm going to go into Espeon. Now, he probably went into Swampert here because he wanted to roar me out. But thanks to Magic Mirror, he can't use Roar or he'll get bounced back himself. So gives me a free turn. I'm going to put up a Calm Mind. And I'm at like +7 now, something like that. A ton of special attack and some speed and attack as well. And thankfully, I carry Hidden Power Ground on this Espeon, so that is going to ruin Jirachi's day. I was a little bit worried about getting paralyzed by Body Slam here, but he has Thunder Wave instead, which sucks for him because it's going to get bounced right back at him. And Cheese is going to be able to take down this Jirachi without taking any damage, which is fantastic. And I'm thinking at this point I might be able to pull off a sweep from here because I have so many stat boosts and I carry stored power. So at +7, that is going to do a ton of damage. Oko's Starmie, even on the resisted hit. Salamence comes in, which is a really great play on my opponent's part, just because that Intimidate is going to reduce stored powers base damage a little bit, and that is going to play a huge role right here. Because if he hadn't foddered out Salamence first, this attack would have killed Xatu, and he wouldn't have been able to set up a light screen. So that's going to completely throw me off. Once I saw that screen go up, I was just, I didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't know how I wanted to react, especially because Ferrothorn comes in. I know that Hidden Power is not going to be enough to kill it, and so I make a really, really stupid play, go into Blink my Scrafty, and he gets drilled with a Choice Banded Gyro Ball while he's at +2 speed. So he stood no chance there, dies right away, and I've lost all of my offensive momentum. So I go into Colossus, not really sure what I'm going to be able to do. My opponent still has Swampert and Ferrothorn left, and honestly, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to break them at this point. I needed Scrafty, and I wasted him on a stupid move. So I get burned by Scald. That's going to reduce Colossus's survivability. And so I'm just going to switch in my Gorbis Princess as fodder. so that I can try to get something going and try to come up with a plan to take out these last two guys. Right here, I'm going to go into cheese. I haven't seen a physical move on the Swampert yet, so if he's all special, I'll be able to take him out since I can set up Calm Minds all I want, but he reveals here that he is mixed. He has Earthquake. Thanks to Reflect, I'm going to survive it pretty comfortably, but it is going to mean that I'm not going to be able to boost to my heart's content. I'm only going to be able to get up 2, and now I have to attack because I'm going to get taken out the next turn. So I know only having those 4 boosts is not going to be enough to take out the Swampert. It does about 2/3, which is nice, but in the end, not enough. And Espeon was my last offensive threat. So now I just have a bunch of supporters that are not meant to attack. That was, I honestly thought I don't stand a chance here. Like, I just thought that Ferrothorn was going to wall me to hell and take everything out. So I go into Crack His Whack. I try to get up a Leech Seed on Swampert, but I get switched into Ferrothorn instead. So I do know that Colossus can take anything Ferrothorn wants to do, so I go into him, but that burn is really hindering me. It's going to mean that I'm going to be losing a lot of health each turn, and since I'm so low, I only have a few turns left. So I'm going to set up Reflect first, since that's the most important, and I am going to have one more turn to get up my light screen, but now, thanks to Burn, I'm not going to be able to bring Colossus in again, so I'm just going to leave him in here as fodder as Swampert takes me out with a Scald. So now I only have Crack His Whack and Vampirella, my Gliscor, left, and Crack His Whack can't do anything, so I'm going to go into her here and just try to spread some Perilous so that maybe I can get some Parahacks and pull off a finish with Vampirella. Since she does have Earthquake, she'll at least be able to hit both of these guys for neutral damage. And she does have Sword Stance, so if I can get in and get up a Sword Stance, I have a chance. The problem is that Ferrothorn can 2-hit KO me, and Swampert has Ice Beam, so I can't get a safe switch. I can only bring her in as a death switch, and so I'm going to have to leave Crack His Whack in and try to get a safe switch in and hopefully get a Perilous so that I can get a turn to set up and take it out. So now Ferrothorn comes in. I still haven't realized that it's Choice Banded at this point. And in fact, I didn't know the entire match. It was only after watching this again that I realized what it was doing. So I'm going to make a stupid play here and go for Encore on the next turn, which I encored it pretty much into the worst move possible because Gyro Ball is 100% accurate, and since I paralyzed it, it's going to be even more powerful than Power Whip. So that was a dumb play, and I'm just I was so thrown off when I lost Espeon. I just started playing like crap here. So I go into Vampirella. She's my last player. Luckily, my opponent switches out, knowing he's not going to be able to do enough. And I just go for an Earthquake to get damage. I probably should have set up a Sword Stance here, but I didn't know if I could live a Driver Ball, so I just went for the straight out damage, hoping for a crit or para or something. And it is going to be enough to 2-hit KO the Swampert since it was so low. And now Ferrothorn's back in. So this is pretty much going to determine the outcome of the game. I go for an Earthquake here, and I thought if he gets paralyzed on one of these next 2 turns, I can win. And he gets fully paralyzed on the first turn, so he's not going to be able to one-hit KO me with any of his moves. He goes for the Explosion here, and even a Choice Banded Explosion is not quite going to be enough. Thanks to that turn of Para and the recovery I got from Poison Heal, I'm going to be able to live it and win the game in a very narrow 1-0. So that was a great match. I played like crap the second half of that battle. I probably shouldn't have won, but I just barely managed to pull it out. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and I apologize if this audio sounds a little bit metallic. I'm having trouble with my headset, so I've ordered a new one, but it's going to take a little while to get here since I couldn't find one that would work with my computer in Korea. I had to order from the States, and so it's got to be shipped over here. But anyhow, hopefully within the next couple of weeks, I'll be able to get a better audio quality. But for now, I guess you guys will just have to deal with the way this sounds. Sorry about that. Stay tuned, guys. I'll have more coming your way shortly. Thanks.